So we are back. It has been 2 full days since we last checked in, and we have a lot of data to review yet again. So we're going to get straight into it. Today, we pulled in 10 orders, $449 overall revenue. This was our biggest day yet. And then yesterday, we also pulled in 10 orders for $424 revenue. So just a little bit shorter than today. And let me show you both days combined. So yesterday plus today, days 3 plus day 4, we are at 20 orders for $874 overall sales. And I know that sounds impressive, but reminder, we spent 100 on TikTok yesterday and another 100 today. And then we also spent 2 more 100 over on Meta. So the sales look exciting, but we have also spent quite a ton to get to this point. But real quick, the link to work one-on-one with me is in the description and pinned comment down below. If you watched the video this far, I know you're clearly serious about e-commerce, and realize if you're just starting today level 1, I know this stuff looks easy, but in reality, you may have to test 10, 20, 30 products just to get a winner. You will spend thousands of dollars in the process and months of your time. So to cut out the guesswork, if you want to have me there in your corner every single day guiding you through what exactly to do, then click the first link in the description and pin comment down below. If you think this free YouTube video is good value, just wait until you join the program and talk with me on the inside. Okay, so we're first gonna hop into our TikTok ads manager, and just like last time, you need to get the correct column set up, but additionally, make sure you have the correct date range selected. So I have both yesterday and today, which is days 3 and 4. Now, when you are in the middle of optimizing and working your way towards scaling, so after the testing phase, the only thing that really matters is your cost per purchase. So at this point, any ad that has a purchase less than our break-even point, we should continue letting those spend. So in this case, ads 4, 3, and 1 all have profitable purchases. There's nothing wrong with those. They just need to keep on spending, as simple as that sounds. Then reminder, on the last check-in, we disabled Creative 5 because it didn't have as much promise compared to the other ads. And that just leaves us with Creative 2 here, where this has spent $14, has 0 purchases back. So reminder, if something isn't getting purchases within range, then we want to check the add to carts. So this ad is getting add to carts every $5, a little less than that. So it is healthy, it is within the range. However, considering we're 4 days in, it still doesn't have a sale. But additionally, if you look at the cost per click, it's nearly double what the clicks are on these other ads. So with that in mind, I'm going to disable Creative 2 right now as well. That way, TikTok will be forced to allocate our funds on these other ads. And looking at the specific profits from TikTok, yesterday we spent 100, got 5 orders back. So we made about $200 revenue. And then today we hit 7 orders, a little over $300 revenue. But again, we spent 100 on ads each day. We had to fulfill those orders. There's some transaction fees from Shopify. So after days 3 and 4 combined, we made about $150 from TikTok. And with all 4 of TikTok days combined, we have spent $300, made $722 back from TikTok. Then that's when we can proceed forward with scaling. So reminder, every 2 to 3 days that you have profits, you can then double the budget. So we ran this days 1 and 2, bumped it up, days 3 and 4. Now we're going to bump it again and go to days 5 and 6. And keep in mind, each time we check in, we are trimming the fat, aka disabling ads that aren't profitable. So as we bump the budget, TikTok is going to funnel more money on the ads that have already been winning. And with TikTok, bumping the budget is only one way to scale. To give you some more context, I'm not doing a full scaling guide in this video. I have that in the community and in the one-on-one. But at this point, we can start making duplicates. I can literally make 9 dupes of this campaign tomorrow, start them all off at $50 to $100, and we can probably print a couple grand tomorrow. But also, we only have 3 ads still active, so those ads will burn out. Eventually, we'll need to get some new ads. So you want to find a system to continuously test new ads and then have a way to scale those up, really ramp up the budget without over leveraging yourself. The last thing you want to do is stack your budget too quickly and then you scale your losses, aka you just waste money for no reason. So please guys, I know online Scaling looks fun, 10K days, so exciting. But in reality, scaling is something you should take your time with. Don't rush it, guys. I'm telling you, slow and steady wins the race. A lot of you are comparing yourself to someone who's been in the game for 5+ years. A lot of you haven't even made 10,000 revenue, and you're comparing your dashboard to someone who's done several millions revenue. So it's all perspective, guys. Next, moving to our Meta Ads Manager, same thing as last time. You want to get the correct columns set up, the same exact ones I taught you from the previous check-in, and then also make sure you have the correct date range selected. That way we're looking at data that is relevant for these last 2 days. Now to break it down, it's literally the same way where you just want to look at the cost per purchase column. So we'll first start with creative number 3 here. Look, this one has spent $123, has 6 sales in return, where every 20 bucks it is spending, it's getting us 1 purchase back. So as long as this amount is less than our break-even point, then we are good and we can continue to spend more money on what's already working. And reminder, if it has more than 1 purchase, that proves it has some consistency and we should have more faith to let it spend longer and to even bump the budget. So 6 purchases is no joke. From there, let's look at Creative 5. This one only spent $4. It's still pretty early. I think on the last check-in too, it hadn't spent much. Like when something hasn't spent enough yet, just give it some more time. So then that takes us to Creative 4. This one has spent $12 and only has 1 add to cart back. Honestly, we can probably disable Creative 4 here. I'd like to see some more add to carts flowing. Reminder, we want to see them for 1/3 our break-even point, and it's not there. Now, before we disable that, I also want to look at Creative 2 here because this one spent $26 for 1 purchase, where it is -$1. So I would let Creative 2 spend until about $35 to $40 to acquire that second customer. And if it can't get a second customer by that point, I'd probably disable it. But because we do have some momentum, we have some promising potential, again, scared money doesn't make money. So if data is looking good, let it spend just a little more. And then that takes us to Creative 1 here. This one spent $33, only has 1 purchase. So cost per purchase is past our break-even point. But then another thing I want to look at are the add to carts here, where this add to cart ratio is on the end of our range. And because our cost per purchase is almost $10 past our break-even point, I'm going to cut my losses on Creative 1 early. And I'm also going to disable Creative number 4 because, again, that wasn't getting many add to carts either. So we can just toggle those off just as so. And now Meta will be forced to spend our full daily budget on the ads that have been pretty consistent up until this point. And just like TikTok, we're going to double the budget on Meta from $100 per day up to $200 per day. That way, it's only going to spend on our winners. And unlike TikTok, you can just leave this single campaign for Meta. However, your winning ads, they will fatigue eventually. So just like TikTok, you will want to test new ad creatives. That way you can prolong your cycle. You can keep on scaling. When one ad dies, you already have 5 others that have been profitable and you've added into the mix. And checking out the profit loss for Meta. So yesterday, which was day 3, we made $57 profit, but then today, day 4, we lost $9. So with all 4 days combined on Meta, we spent $300 in total and we walked away with $66 in net profit. Margins are on the lower end, I'm going to be honest, but reminder, we did have that one winning ad with 6 purchases, meaning that we do have some consistency there. And I will say, you will typically have a little lower margins when testing because that's exactly the thing. We are testing which ad creatives will be profitable and which ones won't be. So with all 4 days combined, both TikTok and Meta, we have spent $600 on ads. I've got 29 orders. We've generated 1.2K revenues. So we crossed the $1,000 mark. To fulfill those orders, then we spent $329. We spent about $40 on fees. So in total, we spent $600 on ads and we are walking away with $260 in net profit. These margins, I'm going to be honest, aren't the best, but do keep in mind, I was launching TikTok and Meta at the same exact time, which I don't normally do. But because this is a free, raw training, a long video, I wanted to give you guys some more context behind the scenes. And I'll show you the profit loss from the true profit view because my Google Sheet tracking might have been off ever so slightly. So again, after all expenses, we made $245 in net profit. 19% margins isn't a flex, but as long as you're not losing money, that is something you should celebrate. And I also forgot to mention, anytime you need to fulfill orders, just open back the AutoDS app, come to this orders tab, and you can ship those out easily. But ladies and gentlemen, our free raw guide is coming to an end. But real quick before you go, I want you to ask yourself these 3 questions. Have you been watching videos like this one for months and still can't crack your first sale? Have you tried building the store? You found the product, you launched the ads, but you still can't get profits. So you got to ask yourself, is it an information problem? Do you need more knowledge, or do you need someone who's already achieved what it is you're trying to achieve in your corner, guiding you through each day? Because that's exactly what you get with my one-on-one mentorship program. So the link to apply is down below. It's in the description, it's in the pinned comment. So we'll quickly cover everything that's included, and then we'll get into what you should do next if you want to keep scaling up your store. So the link down below, it'll take you to a short application where you'll be able to schedule a call with my team to see if the program is a good fit or not. And assuming we can help you, assuming we are confident that we can help you smash your goals, we're going to offer you a spot into the group. Now, once you're inside, me and you will plan an onboarding call. And on that call, I'll break down the full strategy A to Z. I'll reveal a lot more info that I couldn't share in this video. And I will build a custom tailored plan specifically for you, depending on your goals and also what responsibilities you have going on in your life right now. With the program, you will have daily check-ins. So 7 days a week, we are messaging. That way you're not figuring out every little detail on your own. So we are there to help you pick out the product. We review the store, we review the ad creatives, but most importantly, you're sending over your metrics every single day so we can help you analyze the data. Do we need to kill this product? Do we need more ads? Are we ready to bump the budget? You won't have to figure any of that out on your own because me and my team of expert coaches, we are in your corner guiding you through every step. So we'll be there from the first sale, your first 1K day, and even your first 6-figure month. Now, on top of the daily mentorship, you also get access to free spy tools. You'll never need to pay for another spy tool subscription again. We hook all the students up with that for free. You get a custom pre-built theme specifically for students. You can still upload it to your store, boom, customize it with just one click. You also get a student-only course. There's over 70 plus step-by-step videos walking you through everything you learned today, but in a whole lot more detail with some things that I haven't shared on YouTube in the past. And you also get our VIP mastermind community where you are talking with other store owners who are in the program. Some of them already have 6-figure stores. Some of them are getting their first profits, and others are just starting out. And here's the thing, if I can't help make you guys money, I don't deserve your money. That is as black and white as it is. So my guarantee is if you put in the reps, you do the work, if you're not happy by the end, I will continue mentoring you for free until you are happy with the results you've achieved. A lot of these programs out there, once you pay, they just throw you in a random course that's 3-4 years old, toss you in a community with 100 other people, and they give you one weekly group call where your messages are buried in chat. But our program, it's different. We actively have members inside our Discord posting wins. Jay here, he got his first 3 orders literally just yesterday, which is epic. Scrolling up then, Azad, he hit 150K in 6 days. And I have a proper case study on Azad store coming up soon. So make sure you guys are subscribed. You know, some of these people hit in 12K days. So I always recommend people check the wins channel daily. That way you can see what other people in the program are achieving, but also that keeps you motivated so you know what's possible in your near future. So if having me in your corner every day could save you months of trial and error and thousands of dollars on garbage products that were never going to work in the first place, then is this something worth checking out today? And you and I both know you wouldn't have watched a 2-hour video all the way until the end if you weren't somewhat interested in starting an AI-powered micro brand. So ladies and gentlemen, we are going to wrap up today's video here. If you watched to the end, I just want to say big thank you for one, giving me your time and attention, but also big shout out to you for investing that time into yourself so you can build an AI-powered micro brand. But ladies and gentlemen, that is it for now. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave those down below. And also a reminder, all of the relevant links today are in the description, from the one-on-one mentorship program to our community over on Discord, and then also everything else from the supplier, the pre-built theme, the $1 Shopify, and all of the other tools and resources we used today. And to wrap things up, I want to give you guys a 3 to 5 minute pep talk about the actual reality of e-commerce, because you should have your head in the clouds. You should firmly believe the next product you launch is going to make you several thousands of dollars. But here's the thing, that belief system is a bit delusional. If you can just launch one store, take it to a few grand a day, everyone and their grandma would already be printing with dropshipping. So I like to compare e-commerce to the gym. Think of all of the people you see in the gym week after week, month after month, yet they still don't have a desirable physique. Because it's not that the gym doesn't work, but maybe they're slacking in other areas like their diet or even the intensity of their workouts. And dropshipping is the exact same way. You guys have the system. I showed you that in today's video, but some people, they're going to quit a week in. They're never going to get results. Other people, they'll stick with this for 2 to 3 months, but maybe they're like the person in the gym that doesn't actually diet, aka they're not giving their store their full potential. They're going through the reps, but not taking it as seriously as they should. But the third type of people, the people that do their workouts and diet properly, they're the one that get the physique. So related to e-commerce, the ones that go through the reps, the systems you're learning today throughout enough time while working with intention. You guys are here, you're studying the information, but also ask yourself, when you are not working, are your habits conducive toward your goals? Because if they're not, that could very well be impeding your success. So ladies, gentlemen, if you try with e-com just like you would at the gym, getting a winning store is almost inevitable. It is going to happen. Again, if you train and eat for long enough, you are going to get a good body, a good physique, a good end goal, and dropshipping is the same way. And you can try to piece all of this together on your own with free YouTube videos like this, and you will go through some trial and error. Or you can pay a trainer in the gym, someone to give you the workouts, someone to give you feedback, someone to optimize the diet as the weeks go on. And dropshipping is no different. So one final time, the link to work one-on-one is in the description down below. Don't think you need to do this alone. Having someone in your corner is going to be by far one of the fastest ways to expedite your success. But ladies and gentlemen, that is it for today. We used AI to find a product. We built this store, we launched ads, and I even started to bump up the budgets. So I got you started. Implement what you learned. You can easily get sales coming in. But when you're ready to scale and you're ready to put some more fuel on the fire, you know exactly where to find me.